speaker is Jennifer Carnahan. She is the chair of the Minnesota Republican Party. Jennifer is on her very first term. She just passed her 1-year mark, and she came to the party as an outsider. She came as a businesswoman from, not within the inside of the party operations. And let me tell you, what a breath of fresh air she has brought to the Republican Party of Minnesota. The fundraising is just off the charts. We got more people signed up. There's more energy, and we are bringing some great, wonderful candidates here to win some races. So everybody, put your hands together and welcome Jennifer Carnahan.
Good afternoon, fellow Minnesotans. Hello. Thank you all. It's so wonderful to see so many of you from all across the state coming to the Capitol to champion and celebrate our rights and our American freedoms. We've had a great morning with so many incredible speakers, elected officials, leaders, and candidates, all to champion the Second Amendment and standing up to preserve our liberty and the American way. This is our time, ladies and gentlemen, and we are not going to let the left continue to fight against our freedoms and continue to try and take our rights as Americans away from us. And I want to talk to you about the importance of this election cycle. We are at a very pivotal point in our country and specifically in the state of Minnesota. There is so much at stake this upcoming November. And in Minnesota, we are at the center and we are at the heart of what can happen in our country for a generation to come.
Turn Minnesota red!
Let's do it. Our Republican prospects in Minnesota are at the brightest they've been in over a decade. And just think about this for a minute. The last time that Minnesotans delivered our 10 electoral votes to a Republican candidate for president was for Richard Nixon in 1972. Wow. That is nearly 6 decades ago. In 2016, President Trump almost turned that tide. He came within 1.5 points, or less than 44,000 votes, of winning this state and defeating Hillary. That is oh so close. But what's more incredible about that is President Trump won 78 out of Minnesota's 87 counties. Our state, we've been turning and trending more red over the past 3 election cycles.
Good.
In 2016, we picked up more seats in the state house, and we flipped the state senate from a Democrat to a Republican majority. The time for us to flip it all together is now. It's 2018, it's this November. And here's what we need to do, all of us together working across the state. We have an open governor's seat on the ballot. We have 2 U.S. Senate races, all 8 congressional districts, the entire state house, and all of our constitutional offices. You had the opportunity today to hear from 2 great candidates running for Congress in both southern Minnesota, which is Congressional District 1, and northeastern Minnesota, Congressional District 8. Jim Hagedorn and Pete Stauber are the right leaders that we need out in D.C. to be able to support our president, continue to make sure that we pass the right legislation, and that our rights as citizens of America and the Second Amendment are not hampered. We have a chance to go from, we have 3 Republican members of Congress out of our 8 seats in Minnesota. We have a chance to move from 3 to potentially 5 or 6 out of 8 in November. And that is monumental. And we don't want to forget U.S. Senate. Senator Al Franken resigned in disgrace.
Yeah! As we should have!
We were all happy to see him go.
Oh, God, yeah.
And let's not forget, Tina Smith may be in the Senate right now, but she was not elected and she was not voted by the people. She was appointed by Governor Mark Dayton. This is our opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to turn more Republicans out to vote in November than we ever have. We are going to run the biggest ground game the state has ever seen, and we are going to win the governor's race. We're going to send more Republicans to D.C. We're going to hold the House, and we are going to turn this state red and keep it that way for years to come. And here's how we're going to do it, and this is my strong ask to all of you. This is our time. This is pivotal. We cannot lose in November. If we lose this November in Minnesota, it's going to be very hard for us to overcome in the years moving forward. So we need all of you. We appreciate everyone for your time and your passion and your commitment to our candidates, our party, and our values, but we need your help. We need the feet on the ground to go knock on the doors, do the work, make the phone calls, march in parades with our candidates, show up at county fairs and the state fair booths and do everything to talk to your neighbors and your friends and your coworkers and talk about what's at stake this election cycle. We have a Republican Leadership Initiative. It's a booth over here, a white table. We've got Darren and Ryan here, and they are looking for all of you to sign up and go through our training. We are going to train everybody for free to be the biggest activist and voice across the state of Minnesota so that we can elect Republicans in November. And that's what we're all here to do. It's not just about our Second Amendment. We know that's critical, and those rights are important, but it goes beyond that. The left want to take away our country. They don't value the Constitution. They don't value the freedoms and what it means to be Americans. They think that the right and average citizens are too dumb to make their own decisions about how to live their lives. That's what's at stake, ladies and gentlemen, and it's up to us. This November, let's elect Republicans down the ballot. Let's turn this state red and let's stand up for our country. Thank you very much.
Well, that's about it. You guys just ready to go home and do nothing now?
Nope.
No, I hope you're motivated to action. I hope you're ready to join the fight. You guys have some homework to do. Make sure that you sign the petitions at the Gun Owners Caucus table, the NRA. Sign up with them. Sign up with the Republican Leadership Initiative. There's candidates here. I saw Jeff Johnson here. I saw Mary Giuliani Stevens. All the other candidates that you've seen today. Sign up to help them out. Bob, there's Bob. Sign up with Bob. Whatever you guys do, just don't go home. Don't let it stop here. We need you to join the fight. We need you to defend the Second Amendment. Session is not over yet. They can do a lot of damage in the two or 3 weeks that they got left. We have work to do. Let's join the fight.
Thank you, sir.
Final thing I'm going to say. As you're leaving, let's leave this place better than we found it. If you got any garbage, if there's anything around you, take care of it, please. We want to leave this place as beautiful as it was when we found it. Thank you all for showing up here today. Don't let it stop here. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, time to go network.